New workshop renovation part 11. Last time we finished the framing of the remaining shop walls, covered Stefan's studio walls with OSB and the arch-shaped one in my shop. Since Stefan's studio is the first we have to finish, the work continues there with him flush trimming the corner and door frame. Off camera we filled in the screw holes and other small imperfections, and the next day Stefan went over everything with the belt sander. And while he was busy sanding, Robin and I could close up the next walls with OSB. The front wall in my shop and the one between Robin's and my shop. And right after that we installed cable channels to supply everyone with power. There's also one running into Stefan's studio. In fact, there are 4 big channels spreading out from the main breaker panel into all parts of the whole shop. But I'll give you a more detailed look into our power and outlet setup in a separate video. Speaking about outlets, I could place the first ones in the arch wall. With the laser, it's a breeze getting them to equal heights. On the other side, we hooked them all together and prepared another cable near the bottom for some outlets outside. Then some insulation. Pretty straightforward. And then closing the wall with OSB cut to the right shape. We could do that in the same way as inside, using the existing arch to mark the shape onto the OSB and cut it with the jigsaw. Watch close here. Maybe you see our fatal mistake. No? I'll show you in a second. Now, they're running cables through the wall now, and I placed the screw right there. And the whole day I wasn't sure if we hit a cable. Only way to find out, open the wall back up, and so we did. And sure enough, it got punctured. Thank God, I checked. But let's see how bad it actually was. Here was the screw. Let's look inside. And it looks like we would have gotten away with it. None of the actual cables is punctured or damaged. But even though, without checking, I wouldn't have slept well anymore. I assure you, after almost hitting a cable in the office wall and now hitting one, we learned our lesson where not to put screws. It didn't happen again. And after the office wall, you told us in the comments we should have used protective steel plates to prevent exactly that. But when that video came out, this accident now had already happened. Back to Stefan's studio, where he could now place his outlets that we then hooked up on the outside again. Then again, insulation. And finally, we upgraded our insulation knife.
Hey Marius, stop that shit. Oh, yeah.
What a joy! So fast and clean. Custom shaping is now also much simpler.
Nice.
But sometimes a sawing motion with a bigger stroke than the jigsaw helped a lot. Actually, it was just me doing it wrong. A week later it worked like a charm, but for now you have to look at me doing it like a fool. For closing the wall with OSB this time, we tried mounting the full sheet against the ceiling first and then the smaller strip against the floor. I had to hold the sheet up until the first screw went in, but the strip at the floor didn't need to be as accurate and overall was a lot faster. Well, at least for the most places. One kind of a last-minute decision was to construct another wall against the existing one to our neighbor for noise insulation. That did help, but since it wasn't planned, we had to order some more lumber. Once done, Stefan could go to work painting. Mostly white and a few dark sections. Followed by some caulking.
Die schaut schön aus. Die kannst du mit reinnehmen.
Next job then was flooring. Stefan wanted a warm and cozy atmosphere and went with cork flooring. A friend of mine stopped by to help out with that. And then he also helped Stefan move in his setup. And that is his studio now, more or less finished. A nice place to work and film in, and his latest videos were already filmed in here. The next video here will be the door installations, closing up more walls, and then Robin's shop.